Hello, good evening, everyone. How are we all doing? Mad rush today, mad rush. Hello, Callum, Badger, Mike. Did I see Rachel pop up at some point as well? Rachel, are you there? Hello, how are we all doing? Yeah, I'm not out and about tonight. I've been so busy, I haven't had a chance to even put any equipment on charge. So I'm here behind the desktop computer again. Good evening. Hello, Callum. Can you hear me? This microphone. Hello, everyone. How's it going? So, what has everybody been up to today? And while you're typing and telling me what you're being up to, I shall tell you what I've been up to. Well, some of it, can't tell you all of it. I've actually been editing a video together. It's going to be uploaded tonight onto YouTube, this channel. And it's with regards to, do you remember last Wednesday when I went to the hospital myself, onto the mental wing? Hello, Willow, how are you doing? Mike's been doing work. I've been editing today, and it's a really, really good one. I've got some really good news as well about this particular video. Over the last 18 years of investigating, I've only ever captured maybe 3 to 4 EVPs, maybe 5. This particular video has got a Class A EVP. If you're any kind of investigator, you'll know what I mean by Class A. It's really, really cool. It's that cool that I play it over and over again just so everybody can see it or hear it again. It's brilliant. And the voice is actually, it's like a whisper male voice, and it's either saying pictures or bitches, but it's there right in the camera. So it's brilliant. I can't wait for you all to watch the video when I'm uploading it later this evening. I've just got to work on the thumbnail. The rest of it's done. Is it where the Shadow Man was? Yeah. It's in that building. Yeah. Do you remember last week? I went about, I think it was about 7:30. Oh, was it 8? I can't remember. I'm getting too old. I forget what I'm doing. Yeah, I think it was about 8, maybe. Anyway, I had my body cam on me. I set it on the windowsill at first and went walkabout, come back, and I moved it. And if you remember, I put it on that in that passageway on the radiator or the window ledge, and it's captured some cool sounds. So it's going to be good when you watch it. Greetings, everyone. The back passage. Hey, I don't want to put my webcam up your back passage. Thank you very much, Badger. Good evening, Babsy. How are you doing? We have got several of our moderators in tonight. We have got, I think there was Rachel. Is she gone again? Babs, Mike, Badger. Is that 4? We've got 4 moderators. I don't think we're going to get Tony tonight. He's very busy. Yeah. Kinky. Oh, matron. Is that what you wanted to say, Badger? There's what seems to be a lot of whistling as well. I don't want to spoil it too much, but you'll see it when I upload it tonight. It's about 16, 17 minutes long, taken from an hour's worth of webcam footage. So that'll be cool. Hey, Matt, how are you doing? How's it going? So yeah, I mean, I haven't been on a desktop like this on a lab for about 2 or 3 weeks, have I? It makes a change actually. There's no rushing about to get out and about and carrying that equipment with me. I will be out and about tomorrow with work. I will check the area to see if the hospital is still there. Because, like we said, we keep saying it's getting knocked down. It is. Hi, Mike, Badger, Willow, Callum. So, other than Stella here and Willow, is anybody else having any kind of spiritual problems in their home? Um, if so, what have you guys done to help stop that or repel it, if you like? Or what do you know about that sort of thing? And you got to remember, it is energy we are talking about. If you've got any kind of negative energy or even any kind of playful type of energy, is Stella still here? Hmm. I know Stella is having a few problems at home. Um, what would you guys do if you felt your house was haunted? Um, Other than call a team of paranormal investigators. Hello, Raven. How are you doing? Tracy, our number one fan, is in. I should have a button what I can press, what plays some kind of little tune. Hello. Obviously, some people are not religious. Some people follow different sorts of religion. Hello, Jack. How are you doing? What would you guys do if you lived in that type of property where you believed you was haunted? How would you live with that or stop that if possible? We've got to remember it is not always possible to stop a haunting. We can kind of call the Ghostbusters. I thought it'd be Badger that said that. Um, it's not always possible, even with priests. I've been involved on cases where I've called priests in. They've blessed the house. They've done the full mass service. They've slung the holy water all over the place. It calms down for a bit, but then it comes back. What if it doesn't actually come back, but it's never actually left? Matt is saying our house was supposedly haunted. A psychic came out and just said to tell them to get out in a firm voice. It was spooky, but I'm skeptical. Matt, believe it or not, as daft as that sounds, that can actually work. I mean, I'm trying to think how many houses we've investigated, how many families we've helped over the years. Probably one of the first things we would say is, you know, it's your house now. You're in charge. Whether they lived in it and in a a previous time, they're not there anymore. Sometimes that spirit or energy can just be confused. Sometimes all it takes is for you to be a bit dominant and say, "I'm living here now. Please leave. Get out." Badger would ask the energy what it wanted. Yeah, some people do that. Thing is, a lot of people are often scared about what's going on in a haunted location. Sometimes we're on edge. You'll see us walking around and shouting, "Shit!" or "Did you see that?" Because it captures you off guard. Not everybody is as brave as that Badger, but I would as well. I would ask. Mike would play Agadoo repeatedly on loop until it gets fed up and leaves. Oh no, not Agadoo. No, God. Callum's bedroom's got a nightmare energy. Wakes you up in nightmares. I shouted at it. Asked my dad to come in. Do you live with your dad, Callum, or is your dad in spirit? Jack's okay. Can't wait for tomorrow. You're going to York. staying at the Golden Fleece. You know, we almost hired the Golden Fleece a few years ago, but it cost a fortune. So one of the ideas were we got a group of us together, and we all just rented a room for the night. Because I know obviously there's still a working pub during the day. Last orders comes, I'm sure they wouldn't be too annoyed if you wandered about, obviously not behind the bar, but I know a few people that have done it like that. And you can enjoy a pint, before you kind of go around filming. I know we've talked about it doing in Pendle, maybe hiring a place in Pendle to do a night over in the old Pendle Inn. So when I go to a place like Graveyard or Abandoned Building, I always say, don't follow me, no attachments put me to me, go in peace. Badger, yeah. I'd have to agree with that as well. Every time I leave the Delapole site and I'm coming, we call it Dogshit Lane. People that live in Hull will know it as Willoughby Low Road. There's no lights, there's nothing. It's like a mile long, winding little country lane, what goes behind and round the old Delapole site and back in towards Cottingham. When I get in the car, I always say that if there's any spirit with me, you are not welcome to come home with me. Please stay where you are. Because I once went into a cemetery on Springbank in Hull, and I didn't say that. And I got in the car, and this is when I'd moved back to my parents for a couple of months because I'd just split up with a girl. And something was sat on the back seat. When I looked in the rearview mirror, I could see a man sat there. It was in like an old kind of bluey grey uniform. It was more American. And he was kind of bandaged around part of his face. He'd been burnt. I could just see him. He wasn't doing anything. He was just sat there. And that was all the way home. It's maybe about a 2-mile drive to my parents' house from that cemetery. And I actually rang my dad up on the phone. I said, someone's in the back of my car. You need to meet me outside the house. As soon as I pulled up, I jumped out, left the engine running. And obviously they were looking in the car and there's nothing there. But I would always recommend, even during the day, if you're going visiting anywhere like that, just say, thank you for your time. Please stay in this graveyard/cemetery. In spirit, you mean negative energy, right? Your dad in spirit to help. I've done that really once before, not with my dad, it was with my grandmother. She was always very protective of us as her grandchildren. And my granddad said, if there's a way back, we will come back. And I was having issues. This house that I'm in now, it's still haunted. Woman that used to live here, Maureen, she died downstairs. Her heart just stopped. She died in the front room. We've seen her walking around the house. I've seen her. As soon as I met Tina and come here, first thing I said was, "Oh, who's that?" She stood at the top of the stairs. I said, "Oh, nobody. Why? Nobody else in?" I said, "Yeah, there's an old lady stood there." I described what she looked like. It was Maureen, and we've seen her a few times. We hear her quite a lot, but she doesn't bother us in that respect. Maybe if the haunt is in the person's head, then the blessing might make them feel better. So the spirit leaves, thoughts come back, and the haunting starts again, playing devil's advocate. I know what you're saying there as well, Matt. We have experienced that. I'm trying to think what street it was on. A couple of streets away from us. This young couple were being haunted. It was a young, obviously young girl and a young guy, and they had a very small child. There was all sorts happening in the house. They'd call this ghost hunting team in, and this is the difference between a ghost hunting team and paranormal investigators, which is what we are. We are investigators, not ghost hunters. So they told her the house had demons in it. And how they knew that is beyond me. So this girl obviously was terrified. They didn't want to stay in the house. Things just seemed to get worse. And they saw one of our adverts on Facebook, I think it was, when we used to do public events. And they contacted us and said, can you please come around and have a look? This ghost hunting team told us we had demons and it had cost us a couple of £100 to move this demon from the house. Well, there's some con artists about. Anyway, went round, did EMF readings, very, very strong EMF readings coming from the staircase. Ends up that there was a stair lift in the staircase, and it still had the old rail what runs up the stairs, from the bottom step right round the bend to the top. But the chair itself had been taken out. The stair lift rail was still live. It was still active. It was still plugged in. And it was giving off hell of an EM field. It was peaking my instruments. Wrong words to use, I know. I was spiking on, it was well over 37 millighosts, and that's really high. And it kept just going off the chart. So I said to her, well, first of all, if you're not getting a stair lift putting back in, I'm going to disconnect all the power. So I went to the top. They had fuses in and a couple of wires. I pulled the wires out, took the fuse out, said it shouldn't work now. And it didn't, because the readings was just at 0 on my EMF meter from that. And I said to her, just keep an eye on it over a couple of nights, keep us informed. Anything else happens. Nothing did happen. And I said to her, you haven't got demons. This type of EM field, the strength of this EM field is pretty dangerous. It can cause hallucination at them type of levels, and also it's still to be proven, but it's most possible high EM fields can cause blood cancer as well. I said, so we've just disconnected it all, and since that she was all right. She never did pay this ghost hunting team to come and get rid of the demons, because there wasn't any. Greetings, Freedom's daughter. UK Paranormal Search, how are you doing? Yeah, Babs is not very well. Not very well at all. Take care, Babs. I didn't see you say that, sorry. Jack staying at the Minister Suite where World War II airman called Jeff Monroe fell to his death. With Connor, my sister and mum. Oh, excellent, Jack. Keep us updated with that. I hope you capture some evidence in the Golden Fleece. It is, well, it's alleged to be the most haunted pub in York. I suppose you'd have to investigate every pub in York to know that. What's the name of that pub, Jack, where they put Dick Turpin's body in the cellar? I'd like to investigate that one at some point. Feel better soon, Babs? I'm just catching up with his comments. So Mike has put the link up to Discord. If you're not in it, just join it. All we ask is that you keep active, because if you're not active, is after a month, Mike, we kick people out. And by that we mean just put good morning or something, just let us know that you're there, that you're all right, and share anything paranormal you want to in there. There's loads of categories. You can add your photos and things too. But be aware it's on a public forum, so people do steal photographs and videos. Not us. We would always ask first, then steal them. Sue. Oh, sorry, Sue. I didn't see you come in there. Hello. The Blue Boat Inn. That's it, Jack. I want to do that one. Is it? It was the basement, wasn't it, where they put his body displayed there, and they were charging people a penny to come and view his body after the hanging on the what is now the Knersmere. on the race course. Raven, I can give you a golf clap tonight. Thank you so much. You are number one. Thank you for the donation. We do appreciate it all. You know what we do with it. It all goes to a good cause. Thank you so much. Yeah, take some pictures, Jack, and take your spirit box. And some videos as well. Is that the couple that got Derek Akora in? Someone around here doing that years ago. Yeah. Willow, it is. It is, yeah. Because they did tell me about that. I can't believe none of them checked the stair lift for any kind of EM leak. The first thing I did, I go do a sweep of the house. Check the trial fields, check the AC readings, the DC readings, microwave readings, temperature, sound recordings, all that sort of thing. Humidity, all whatever else we do. We'll do a sweep of the area and we'll document that. And then if anything else happens, we can match it up with that. So we know what a normal level of each reading is in what particular room in the house. It's nearly always the kitchen what has got high readings of EMF. And that is because the fridge, the kettle, the microwave, especially if that's turned on, the TV, the old TV did give off a lot of EM. And as I said, it's said that if you're under a lot of EM field, or if you're living in one constantly at high readings, you can start hallucinating. It's not good for your brain. You get headaches, you feel sick, you go dizzy, you're tired. It could even possibly cause blood cancer, but it is being researched. At first they said it was, then it wasn't, then it was. So just be aware of high energy fields coming off man-made things such as your TV, your microwave. You got to remember your kettle's on pretty much most of the day. Ours is. Golden Fleece pub in the cellars. What was it? Was it also at the Golden Fleece? There's a morgue in there. You know, we're going to have to hire a room in there, or a couple of us go. I know we keep, like I say, we're talking about going down to Pendle and staying the night to document there. I've done it before. I've camped out there before on Pendle Hill, which you're not really supposed to. I went there and saw him coming out like James Brown. Yeah, poor Derek. I mean, he had a good tan. Did have a good tan. It was more orange. That's what Tina looks like in summer. She goes orange. She puts fake tan on. I saw Derek live once when he came to the Hull city centre. Very small. It would have been cool to meet him. We've actually met Richard Felix, who talks very highly of Derek. We spent over an hour just me and Tony chatting with him at Derby Jail when we investigated there. I think we've got about 4 or 5 videos of it on here, which we've split into different sections. Richard Felix is a top bloke. You know, I could talk to him all day. It was over the top, you know, but it was on TV, wasn't he? So he had to kind of make it a TV show, I suppose. That's what he got paid for. I didn't agree with the way they set him up, you know, to get him off Most Haunted. That was wrong. Whether you believe that Derek was genuine or not, you know, he was stitched up. But yeah, I know what you mean. He was over the top. But I think he kind of made that show, that Most Haunted show. In fact, he was getting more popular than Yvette, and that's probably what caused a lot of the arguing and then for want to kick him off. So he broke his contract or whatever they did. Gotta have my hands doing something. Get on up. Get on up. Yeah, what was we talking about? Nice man Richard and Derek. Yeah, Jack actually met both of them, and it was at York Museum. Yeah, and Harry Martindale. Is it Treasurer's House, Jack, in York, where that Roman ghost was sighted in the cellars? I'd like to visit there as well. You're an Apache criminal investigator and spiritual guardian for my people and all people as well. Crimes have spiritual energy, which I utilize to hopefully solve them. All right. That sounds interesting. That I want to know more. I'm going to write your name down and I'm going to subscribe to your channel. So after this, I can go check out some of the videos. Energy workers. I've done similar things. I was not always a paranormal investigator. I was not always a church minister. I used to do a lot in the spiritualist church involving trance work, as I've mentioned before, which there's a lot of frauds out there. I've worked with a few. That sounds really interesting. Yeah, really good. Maybe contacting you about some stuff at some point. Freedom's daughter. I hear a name called from time to time, both male and female. All right. Yeah, I think Badger's intrigued as well. Me and Badger think along the same kind of lines sometimes, just that he's got a dirty mind. Green tea decaf. Everybody go over and subscribe to Freedom's Daughter channel. Sharing the love. Apparitions, paranormal research. Michelle, I know what you're going to say. You've just reminded me by showing up that I need to put your video up. Apologies. Not video, was it them photographs? I've been so busy. How are you doing? Nothing wrong with the dirty man, sunshine, says Badger. Psychic and science event in New York. Derek Akora. Yeah. Yeah, obviously, Derek was the psychic and Richard Felix was the sciencey part. Obviously, historian. They used to do that show on stage, didn't they, Jack? They used to take that show all over the place. What link? What link? Hopefully on. Sorry, Freedom's Daughter. I would be honoured to share with you what I can. Brother on YouTube. My main channel is musical in real life. The battle rage. Some cases have broken me. Yeah. Unfortunately, some cases can't be solved. Badger has just gifted somebody. I don't know who's gifted. Thank you so much, Badger. Very generous. Oh, Matt. Matt's been gifted a membership. If you join the channel, become a member, you can see the bonus videos, what normal members cannot see. The Annabelle Project. That's all about working with energy and manifesting that energy, or using the energy to manifest things to happen in the room with 4 test subjects. It's a brilliant mini series what we did. Be honoured. I call it brother on you. Yeah, some of the cases not always solvable, unfortunately. We can only do what we can do. We can help or point people in the right direction. That's what we say. One thing we can promise, we can't promise anything. Come on in and watch all the vids. How do you do that? How do you share membership? And I'll see if I can do it on here, off the computer. Do I press the dollar sign? Is that what it is? Tickets for most haunted live experience at Hull City Hall. Oh, Jack, if I went to that, I'd debunk everything they do. It'd be interesting. And I'd wear body cam and not fake it, but film the fakery, what they do. So I click the dollar sign. It's saying super sticker, super chat, or close. It's not giving me an option to give out subscriptions. Am I doing something wrong? I don't know. It would be interesting. We have had the idea of going on to other teams' events, filming it for you guys, and questioning what other teams are doing, and putting it on our channel and pointing it out where they're going wrong and things. Janice, I didn't even see you come in, Janice. You're adding it in the corner there. So Janice is Rachel's mum. If for those of you that don't know, you do now. How are you doing, Janice? Thank you so much, Matt. That is very kind of you to gift somebody like that. Anything coming up? Yeah. I've got some more footage to go up. I've got probably about 8 years worth of footage. The thing is with it, I'm just putting it up raw from body cams and lock off cameras. I'm not editing it. So when you watch it, it'll probably be the first time it's being watched. I haven't even watched it. A lot of these, what I'm putting up for the members, they're there for you guys to watch, listen to, and comment on whenever anything happens or you hear anything. So we can go back and have a look. And then get it into computer programs if there's anything there to check it. Just paying forward. Don't want to be a freeloader. Matt, we didn't think you was a freeloader. It's just, our moderators are very kind and just want to do something for you guys. So they're sending out little memberships. I don't know how long it's for. It might be just for the month. So you can watch the Annabelle projects. Very interesting projects they are. The last one, number 3, number 5, and number 7 stand out for me. Number 7 was chaotic. There was stuff flying about and all sorts. I need to know how to do that. I've pressed the dollar sign. Send a highlighted message. Send an animated image. It's not letting me do what you guys are doing. Engage with the audience. Start a Q&A. Start a poll. So I can't actually do that from my end, what you guys are doing. Hello, Sarah. How are you doing? Oh, I can't do that because it's my channel. That'd make sense, Badger. Only viewers can do it. Right. Okay. Bollocks. Hang on, what's this? Only Fort Paul reopened soon. Jack, Babs, and myself have been in touch with Fort Paul. There's some heavily costs involved. We wouldn't make that money back. We'd be out of pocket because it'd mean updating our insurances as well as paying a £300 fee for I don't know how many hours. The cost would work out about £500 out of our pocket, and we would only get 10 to 12 people. We always did do with that event. So we just couldn't make that money back, and we wouldn't want to rip people off by charging them loads of money to come, So yeah, we'll maybe look into doing it, collabing with another team to do it to make the cost lower. Um, who knows? Who knows? It's still in the pipeline for the future, but we need to kind of work around it where we're going to save £500 rather than spend it. Wild camping budget. I tell you what, Pendle Hill. We have to go on the outskirts of the hill, though, which is about 6 miles away. That's where I camped. I was on a farm. They let me stay there the night. I think they charge about £10 for one night for one tent. And it was bloody freezing, and this was in the middle of summer. So, yeah, what was that other thing? Mark, is the building you went to on Sunday still standing? Bruce, I have not been up there since. I was saying earlier, I'm at work tomorrow, so if I'm up that way, I'll do a drive past and see if it's still there, because we're going to investigate the hell out of that location until it's not there. And once that's gone, we will go back into the woodland, which is on the outskirts of it, which is still the Delapole site, where we have captured, well, we've seen shadow figures, captured footsteps, and all sorts of stuff. Okay, no worries. You love my haunted hotel. They do not deserve all the stick. No, Callum. Unfortunately, the debunkers are giving him a hard time. There's a few other debunkers just don't like Danny. So they just kind of they put pressure on to try and find problems. And I don't agree with it, because we totally got on with Danny, with Brett, and with Harry, all of them. Harry's the owner. We've got on with all of them. The top blokes. Danny's very, very keen. That it's his job, and they're running a business, and people need to remember that. What we witnessed wasn't faked. There's no way they could have faked it, because it's actually my shirt getting pulled. You see it at the back. If you haven't seen it, I'll share the link on the Discord channel, and just watch it. And then there's another one where Danny gave us some feedback, well, the full team did, and they said one of the best teams they've had investigating there was PSI. The professionalism, the way we do it, and everything else. He wishes everybody investigated the way we do. We're kind of old school because we're getting on a bit now. Want to know if it's still left? The energy's still left. It's being demolished. Was it Sunday I found BK closed? No, it was the week before that. That was just a late film I had putting up. Yeah, it was funny. Did you see Tony kicking off? He was really looking forward to a burger from Burger King. He was hungry. Bless him. But they must have shut at 10 o'clock, and I don't know what time the closing time is. You off to York Castle Museum tomorrow? Yeah, Jack, take your voice recorder as well. Try and do some EVP work. It's going to be hard if it's packed, but try and find somewhere, Dick Turpin's cell. Video it on your phone as you're doing it so we can all see it and hear it in real time. And then, yeah, upload it or send me it and I'll upload it for you. I've got one of Michelle's I need to put in the video as well, to do with the ancient Ramin. She captured an image in the mirror, the same mirror I did, and it's very similar. So I'm going to clean it up, because you couldn't see it. I could see it on my monitor screen, but you guys couldn't